And I had one of my dear brothers that struggled with homosexuality for years, but was considered a straight man, had some issues. He was living in a place where, in Ohio, where he needed me to help him put plastic on his windows. Mm-hmm. So I came over to help him do that. And it was just like the pipes were frozen, the sink was frozen. I'm feeling wind damn near blowing through the windows. I'm like, this plastic is not helping. So in my heart was saying, you have 3 bedrooms. Right. I already had one roommate, was a straight guy that I went to college with, whatever. And I'm like, you have another room. This dude can't stay here. He needs to stay with you. But my flesh was saying, oh no.
Don't do it.
They're gonna think I'm gay if I let this guy stay with me. I don't wanna do that. But my spirit man, which is my God man, said, dude, offer him a room at your place. Do you care about what popular opinion, or do you care about what I think about you?
Oh, I love that.
And I had to focus on what God felt about me and say, forget popular opinion. You know, people are finicky anyway. You know how people are. 1 minute you this, 1 minute you that. It doesn't matter. So, but I was young. I was 27, 26 years old.
Even for you to make that decision in your 20s and not care about popular opinion shows you've been on a journey of growth since you were able to understand what it looks like. And so many people, I feel like, that's really what it comes down to. I was looking at a clip the other day. Charlamagne was talking about homophobic men really are just a fear of karma. And then I looked at another clip where a young lady was saying that black women are the most homophobic because everything that a black man does, we'll label it gay. You know, if he going on a boys trip, oh, they gay. Yeah. If he ain't trying to get none on the first date, he gay. If he getting massages and fingers of hand, he's gay. Yeah. If he cry, he gay. You know, if he expresses himself, we instantly say you gay, you gay, you gay, as if we hate or fear that gay community. And I feel like meeting you and hearing that, you know, a man heterosexual who literally is not afraid to say, like, no, I went through that, but I am who I am because I let the Spirit lead me. Like, that's just so powerful, and the lessons that you learn, and then you're able to feed back into other youth. And then just to hear that you got a lifelong friend out of just showing up saying, this is what God is saying. He's using me to do this. Like, that speaks volumes to you. I love that about you.
We're spirit beings first and foremost. Yeah. So we're actually required to live by the Spirit, but because we don't renew our minds daily, we get back into that flesh. And I care about what she's saying, what he's saying, instead of understanding the leading or guidance of our Comforter, which is the Holy Spirit, listening to that voice, that small voice. I wrote a book called Sweatless Victory, 10 Answers to Everyday Questions, and I talk about a lot of listening to that small inner voice because he's a gentleman. He's not going to scream and yell. It's subtle. And you have to slow down and listen and pay attention and be obedient to that guidance. And it's hard. You know what I mean? Like I said, if you're not renewing daily.
Yeah. It's absolutely. And you can get caught up real quick in this world, this thing that we call a world, this life. You get caught up real quick. So now I just love that about you. So going through that, what was dating like for you?
Dating like when? Like when I was first going to church during that process?
Yes, during that process. Because you're very well known in the city we from, so like.
Well, I mean, I grew into that. I mean, actually, it's that, you know, the advancement, how God was elevating me, in that process I became popular. But in that beginning stage, you know, I was kind of, you know, I was trying to just stay like on the backside of the mountain, if you will. I didn't want nobody. I didn't want no exposure. I didn't want anything. I was just so eager and hungry to learn. I wanted to learn how to be a man so bad. It was just because of coming out of college, being a womanizer, trying to emulate my dad, and realizing that wasn't where I heard a woman that she tried to kill herself.
Wow.
Called me on the phone while she took a bottle of pills, and I heard her collapse and whatever. She didn't pass away, but you know, she went to the hospital and all those things. But it messed me up so bad that what is wrong with me? I just didn't understand, like, what is wrong with, like, why can't I be faithful? Why can't I be committed? This woman is very good to me, but yet I treated her like absolutely nothing. You know what I'm saying? But it was based off my first that hurt me, and I just had this wall up, like, you know, all women are the same, and I didn't matter. So, but seeing her go through that process messed me up as a man, and I didn't know how to change.
Wow.
So it led me to the church.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then you got saved.
So
and you
getting saved, going through that process,
yeah.
I didn't want to date anybody, but I was like a recruiting machine. Everybody saw, I'm like, oh, you got to come to church. You got to come to church. People knew me. Oh, you Trip in church? Oh, if he in church, they wanted to come to see.
Somebody your age, that young.
So now I done recruited a lot of women though to come to church, and some of these women I've dated. So
most of them probably.
Right, most of them. Yeah, you're right. And so they like me.
Uh-huh.
So I'm on this journey, being celibate, and I'm doing this and that. And then I met a young lady, which is my daughter's mom. She was actually a stripper, and I didn't even know it.
You know what? You attract. Hearing the stories, I mean, you attract some projects.
Yeah. So I meet her. I met her on campus, but I didn't know she danced, and I ended up picking her up from work one time, and I just was curious, and I got out to look. The doors were locked, and it was a private something. It was really crazy. So I broke it off, but I was going through a celibate phase. I just got saved maybe 12 months prior, so I was like, hadn't had sex, no masturbation, no nothing for at least 13 months.
So you was pissing her off.
Well, no, I think I was a challenge for her, because after talking to her and figuring out her lifestyle and how she lived, she got off on controlling men in that way. She liked being desired by men. She had a few of them, at once she would tell me, and I was like just reaming her, like, that's a whole behavior, this is it. And then she was like, well, it's a double standard. And I'm a realist.
Yeah.
So I understood what she was saying. Like, she was like, you've had sex with women because she's pretty or she has a nice body or whatever, and that's not your woman. Why is it wrong for us to do it? Now, as a 51-year-old adult, I understand the difference and why it's wrong on both sides, but why it's so much, it's detrimentally different and wrong for a woman to be sexually promiscuous than for a man to do it. We both are losing energy, but a man, unfortunately, our value can continue to go higher, sleeping with as many women as we want.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And unfortunately, when a woman does it, her value goes down.
Yeah.
I don't know. For different reasons.
I think that not in today's world though.
Well, today it's
celebrated.
It's celebrated for younger men, possibly. I don't know.
And the younger girls.
And younger girls, definitely.
What their influencers are, what they have to go by.
And I think that's because older women are not giving back the same way.
Yeah. But why is it that? Well,
I mean, you had Big Mama back in the day.
True.
She gonna pull you in like, girl, listen. She gonna tell you how to dress, how to talk,
Absolutely.
how to be perceived by men. We don't have Big Mama anymore. Big Mama.
But you know what? In the same token, though, that came from Big Mama then. But you, as a man who was dealing with the baby mama who was going through that, and you was trying to tell her that's not right. You were trying to train her or teach her.
And she actually started coming to church. She quit. She stopped dancing.
Okay,
I didn't get to that part.
So men can help us too.
We can, but
we can help each other.
I think men lead by example, and she watched my lifestyle. And even though she was seducing me in the process, which by the way was my worst sex experience ever, I think it lasted 10 seconds, and I had a baby. I had a baby. I had a child.
You were celibate though. Y'all weren't supposed to be humping.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So when it happened, it was the first time I've touched a woman, did anything sexual.
Oh, that was your first. You was a virgin.
No. I was celibate for 13 months.
Yes, so 13 months you was like Mary all over again.
Yeah, so it was like touching her. It was probably on its way when I touched her. So I'm like, oh my God, and I cried like a baby. Listen, I left her house and sat in my car and just cried because I knew she was pregnant. I knew it. Something in my spirit said she's pregnant. And I'm like, I've only known this woman maybe 3-4 weeks. So I'm like, I don't even know if I like her like that. I just know I had a sexual tension, but I don't know if I liked her. And I didn't eventually. I mean, I tried to be with her because she was pregnant, and it didn't last 2 months. But that's a whole other story.
Yes, there's another story. So yeah. All of those women have their stories about you. You went through your journey of now doing the wrong, and we were talking about you now in the stage where you're looking for a woman. your last relationship was 5 years of
It was
hell.
5 years of hell.